today is our 2-year anniversary show.
What? Alan, there's no way it's been 2 years. What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing.
You're not a day older since we started this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been 2 years, man. Like, what's going on? How did that happen?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
It
It feels... I think this year especially has felt like a long time.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
However... Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was about to become negative Nancy, which we don't need, so that's good.
But we do have a new segment for you
Woo!
today.
We do. Yes. I'm very excited about this. So we are going to do a movie decade battle. That is not the official name. That's just what we're calling it right now. Mm-hmm. Feel free to submit official names if you would like to assist in naming the bit. But yeah, so we, during our podcast, are going to pick 2 random years, a decade apart, and compare the highest grossing 10 films of that year, or those years, and see which year we think was the better year for film. So today, we are comparing the year 2000 and 2010. All right, Alan, are you ready for these?
No, but I'm ready.
Okay, all right. These are very interesting lists. I guess I wasn't expecting these, but yeah, let's go. We're going to start at number 10.
What
and
year?
work our way up. So we'll compare. So let's start with 2000.
Uh-huh.
The 10th highest grossing film was What Lies Beneath.
Oh.
And in 2010, the 10th highest grossing film was How to Train Your Dragon. I'm not going to lie. I've never seen What Lies Beneath.
Yeah, I watched it. I wanted to, because it was kind of a big deal when it came out, I remember. Mm-hmm.
But I do remember loving How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
Did you see that at all?
Here's a funny story. I was at Cannes in 2017. No, go rewind. 2014.
Same thing. It's okay.
Was it? Wait a minute. Is that right?
Years are hard.
Yeah, 2014. One of the only films I got to see the premiere of was How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Really?
Yeah. And
why was that the only one?
Well, it wasn't an official selection. It was just the premiere. So at that time was my first year in Cannes. They kind of have a pecking order of who gets to see what. Mm-hmm. And when you're low on the totem pole, they throw you a bone, you know?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So I saw the second one before I saw the first one.
That's really funny.
So I remember the second one.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of that experience, yeah.
That'll happen. That's okay. And I actually just re-looked up What Lies Beneath. I lied. I did see it. I don't remember a ton about it, but I remember liking it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer, right? And Harrison Ford?
Yes, and Harrison Ford, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a twisty movie. It's a good movie. Okay.
And
so
we're supposed to
9.
pick here, which...
Yeah, you got to pick which one you think is best.
Should we go through all of them or pick right away?
I'm going to pick right away.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I will go with What Lies Beneath, even though I haven't seen it.
Funny. Okay, I'm actually going to go How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
Because I really, really enjoyed it when I first saw it. I haven't seen it in a while, but I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. So, okay, number 9. In 2000, the number 9 top grossing movie was X-Men. Like the original X-Men.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Which, I mean, makes me feel old as shit, but that's fine. And And then in 2010, the number 9 highest grossing film was Despicable Me.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Did you see both or either of those?
Yes, both. Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
Well, Despicable Me surprised me. Because I remember seeing the previews, and obviously at that time it's new. You don't know what it is, and they were kind of vague about it in the previews. But it had Steve Carell's voiceover, so...
Which is always a plus.
Yeah. And we're introduced to the Minions.
Right.
But I liked it a lot. I like all the Despicable Me movies. So
you're picking Despicable Me?
Well, I'm just saying, you asked me what I thought of them. X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say... I remember going to see that when it first opened, the opening weekend. Mm-hmm. And I was in high school at the time, so it's kind of an adventure to see, like, comics for the first time, really, in this way, especially X-Men.
Yeah.
Because when I was much younger, it was like X-Men trading cards were the big thing. And it is something to see it on the screen, because we knew they talked about this forever, like several years before they made it. And it's not like today where they can turn out movies every 2 years. So I remember being a little disappointed, just because, like, Wolverine didn't exactly look like Wolverine, you know, like from the comics, because Wolverine in the comics was like yellow and face mask, and in this it was just like, we don't need masks, you know. It's like, what are you talking about? That's half the fun, you know. It's like Halloween. What's the hold up here? So yeah, Despicable Me is my pick, I guess.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go with X-Men. Just because I love all the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Despicable Me was good. It was really cute, but like I think I've seen it once. I probably won't see it again. Ever. But I could watch almost all the X-Men movies like over.
Sure.
Repeatedly. So that's sort of my drive to it. Okay, so number 8 in 2000 was The Perfect Storm, which is quite the movie. And then number 8 in 2010 is Tangled. Did you ever see that? I know, so different, right?
Why are these all animations?
Dude, seriously, like 2010 was the year for like kids movies and teen movies. I'm telling you, looking at this list, there's one non-teen movie.
Jeez.
Teen or kid movie. Yeah, in 2010. It's bonkers.
Damn.
But yeah, so The Perfect Storm and Tangled. I actually loved Tangled. It's one of my favorite Disney movies. I just think it was really well done, and it was really fun, and it made me feel like it was, I don't know, like the Disney movies of old. I really like the way that they did it. Right. But I mean, The Perfect Storm, like it has to be The Perfect Storm. That's such a great movie. So
quite a cast too.
Yes. What do you think?
Yeah, I remember. I don't think I saw The Perfect Storm in theaters. I think I saw it on DVD or something, or some sort of rental when there were Blockbusters and
Blockbuster
or Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a Mr. Movies next to me. No, maybe there was, but I never went there. Tangled was quite good. I liked the humor in that too.
Right? It was so fun.
Yeah, I think Tangled would be my pick.
Okay. That surprises me. All right.
Why, do we agree on something?
No, I picked The Perfect Storm, yeah.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, no.
We are 100% opposite so far. Okay, so number 7, highest grossing film of 2000 was Meet the Parents. The number 7 highest grossing film of 2010 was Iron Man 2.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you have? What do you think? 2000 or 2010?
2010 all the way. Iron Man 2, come on.
Yeah. Pretty much any Marvel movie I'm going to pick over anything else.
Yeah. You're right. This is kind of a teen movie, too. It can be categorized as, well, in terms of maturity, a PG-13 maybe. So.
Right. Totally is. Okay, so we agree on one.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2. I love it. It only took us 4. This next one is hilarious to me. Okay, in 2000, the number 6 highest grossing film was How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Fun fact about that, really quick, because this is worldwide gross. Yeah. In U.S. gross, it was the number 1 movie of 2000.
Oh.
Yeah, which shocked me. But so yeah, worldwide gross. Number 6, How the Grinch Stole Christmas for 2000. For 2010, it was the Twilight Saga Eclipse. What are your thoughts?
Which one was Eclipse?
So it was the 3rd one. So it goes Twilight, and then New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn 1 and 2. Yes, I know that. No, I refuse to be judged for it. I don't care.
Wow. And How the Grinch Stole Christmas, that was Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And he did well in that.
Because they make a Grinch every 10, 20 years. I don't know what it is.
Something like that, yeah.
Eclipse. Because I think, I went on a Twilight run to try and see them all, but I missed my deadline, whenever they expired or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I never finished the series.
I mean, if you want to watch them, I've got them, man. So you just let me know.
Oh, okay.
Because I actually, fuck it. I don't care. I like those movies. They're not good. I understand that, but I enjoy them.
They're a little soapy,
whatever.
Yeah. Gosh, I haven't really seen How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
Really?
Because I'm such a purist for the cartoon and the real, Dr. Seuss. So, I didn't see that. So I'd have to say Twilight, I guess. So I never thought I'd say that.
Okay, so your pick is Twilight Eclipse. I'm going to agree with that. Like I said, I actually really enjoyed those movies. I enjoyed the books. My sister got me to watch the movies. I enjoyed them too. It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Did you get the new book?
No, I haven't, but I'm interested. I am intrigued. I feel a little shameful about that, but I will definitely watch it or read it.
There is a new book, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know anything about it, so I don't know if it's in the same,
wait a minute.
Universe or storyline or whatever, but...
I might be thinking The Hunger Games. What? I don't know.
No, there's a new... Stephanie Meyer wrote a new book.
Twilight?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking Hunger Games, because I'm The Songbird something. I think
that is Hunger Games.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I was even thinking the wrong.
Yeah. So Twilight is the one with the vampires.
The vampires
and the werewolves. Yeah. It's that whole dramatic teenage scenario. I also love Hunger Games as well.
That I can get behind.
Yeah. So do you withdraw your Twilight?
No, again, I didn't see The Grinch Stole Christmas.
I'm not convinced you've seen the Twilight Eclipse either.
Well, they did all kind of blend together there, you know.
Yeah, I could see that.
It felt like one story because when you binge through them, it's kind of like, what was that? Episode 1? It's like,
yeah. I can understand that. Okay, so we both vote Twilight. Okay, so we are 2, 4, 5. It's not bad. So the 5th highest grossing film of 2000 is Dinosaur, which I've never seen and I don't think I've ever heard of, so I'm a little confused. It's by Disney, so I'm sure it's an animated something. The number 5 highest grossing film of 2010 was Shrek Forever After. 2010 was the year of the kids movies, man.
I guess so. Wow.
It was. We're not even done.
I know.
I'm going to go with Shrek Forever After, mainly because I've seen that. I haven't seen Dinosaur, and I like the Shrek movies. Like, they're cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. I didn't. Here's the funny part. Yeah, obviously, we know it's Disney, but I think I got it as a pack of, like, films for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like when I joined some online thing, and Dinosaur was one of them, but I still haven't watched it.
I understand that feeling.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so Shrek Forever After. I feel like they get a little bit... I'm not going to say that now, because now I'm going to jinx the next one. Anyway, okay, so number 4... highest grossing film of 2000 was What Women Want.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought was kind of a fun movie. I enjoyed it. It wasn't terrible. It was weird. Whatever. Highest grossing film of 2010 was Inception.
Oh, wow.
My question is, how is that not number 1? Like, bonkers. But yeah, I feel like that's got to be the clear winner. Like, Inception is brilliant.
Yeah. For me, yeah, definitely. It's probably better than, or, you know, favorable for me to say Inception. But I do recall What Women Want was very, like, Helen Hunt and Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
At that time were just, like, on top of their game. So, plus, it's a good question. What do women want, you know? And I love that whole, like, voiceover when, you know, he's walking through the streets and it's like, excuse me, what'd you say? Like,
yeah, it's a cute movie. It was a really good idea. I think they did a good job with it. I want to see, they've recently, like, remade it, but it's What Men Want. And I want to see that. I think that looks pretty.
Who's in that?
Oh goodness, it's.
For
fuck's sake, I don't want to. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Taraji P. Henson.
Okay.
And then just a bunch of boys, but yeah. And it looks really cute, and it looks like she does a really, like, fun job with it, and I'm interested. But when it comes to Inception,
yeah,
I mean, it's brilliant. There's just no getting around it. So
I'm surprised that What Women Want was so high on a worldwide level.
Yeah, I was too, and I guess I was surprised that came out in 2000. I feel like that was older.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that seems weird. Because I guess it's because, you know, Mel Gibson had the Lethal Weapons. That was the 90s. It seems like it would be at the height of his career there. So.
Right. Okay, so this next one is actually difficult for me, though I'm sure it's not difficult for anyone else, so it's fine. Highest grossing film of 2000. The number 3 highest grossing film of 2000 was Castaway. Which is an amazing movie. I haven't seen it all, but what I've seen is amazing. I admit that. I've seen many scenes from it, And I think I've seen most of it, but I've never actually sat down and watched the whole thing from start to finish. I've always like started it and then had to leave, or like I've jumped in the middle of it kind of a thing. So I've never sat down and watched the whole thing.
Okay.
But what I've seen is wonderful. Plus, Tom Hanks. But the number 3 highest grossing film of 2010 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. And I'm a nerd. So that's actually really tough for me. I'm not entirely sure. To be totally honest. What do you think?
Well, at least I've seen both of these, so that's a good start.
To start, yeah.
Castaway, I thought that was wow, that was an interesting film in general, just because, I mean, it's, with the exception of the first part of the film, it's just all Tom Hanks, so
yeah,
which is great. But I do like Harry Potter. What house am I? What house are you?
I would say I'm definitely Hufflepuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm Ravenclaw. Yeah.
I could see that.
Although the Sorting Hat gave me 3 options. Do you want to be Ravenclaw, Slytherin, or
what?
Gryffindor?
You don't get options.
Yeah. Well,
what the heck?
That's exactly what he asked Harry in the beginning. First one.
Well,
so
yeah.
Whichever you choose, because technically you can fit into any of the ones that they give you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the X factor where you actually go.
That's true.
So I guess I went with Ravenclaw. Even though I'm split between the 3. But not Hufflepuff, apparently.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I guess I'd go with Deathly Hallows, plus that was kind of one of those moments in the, the end, really. I mean,
yeah.
Beginning of the end. So.
Right. Yeah, I thought that the films, I recently watched the first 2, and forgot how, they're so little.
I know.
And it's so new that they're kind of cheesy. I still love them,
yeah.
but then as they grew up and the films getting towards the Deathly Hallows and everything, they're such good movies. They're really well done. So yeah, I would probably also go with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you haven't seen Castaway, really. So.
Yeah, I haven't watched from front to back, the beginning to end. So,
you're gonna start a song, yeah?
Right? Okay.
Exhibit.
I feel like this next one is pretty easy, but I could be wrong. Number 2 highest grossing films of 2000 was Gladiator. In 2010 was Alice in Wonderland.
Which? Oh, this was the what's his name? Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to go with Gladiator. It. I mean, Alice in Wonderland was really good. It was brilliantly well done, but I don't know. I think Gladiator is just a classic.
And it was the Oscar-winning film of that year. I would agree. I'd have to go Gladiator.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, when you talk about Alice in Wonderland, it's a remake, so I again, like the Dr. Seuss there with the Grinch. It's just kind of like, why'd you have to do? You didn't have to make this, You have the Gene Wilder film, and it's brilliant. Why do this?
Gene Wilder. I don't think I've seen a Gene Wilder version.
Yeah, the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Alice in Wonderland. I was like, what?
Oh,
I was like, who does he play in Alice in Wonderland?
I'm way off. See, I'm just.
Oh, Alan, I think you need a nap.
I do. I've been working every day.
I'm so sorry.
During a pandemic. And I'm not even in the medical field.
Right. Yeah, so Alice in Wonderland. So Johnny Depp was the Mad
I even
Hatter.
had the wrong movie.
You did.
So I didn't even... Yeah, okay. So obviously I didn't see that film.
Yeah. It was good, though. I mean, Helena Bonham Carter played the Red Queen, I think. Did really well.
Yeah.
It was a really good movie. I just think Gladiator was better.
Sure.
That's all.
They're both... see, like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one, or, you know, versus the Willy Wonka... They're both also Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, so that's why you got confused.
Yep, that is true. All right, let's do it. The number one highest grossing film, both of these surprised me, to be honest, of 2000 was Mission Impossible 2. Which,
Really?
Fine, yeah. Of 2010 was Toy Story 3.
Oh, wow.
Which really surprised me. And it, like, by a lot for both of them. I don't particularly like Tom Cruise. I've only seen one of the Mission Impossible movies. It was fine. It wasn't number 2. I'm probably never going to see the rest. So I'm definitely going with Toy Story 3. Because I actually love that franchise. But it still surprised me that these were number 1.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, both sequels.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mission Impossible 2 came off of a great Mission Impossible 1, so I think the first Mission Impossible was great, but I'd have to agree. I'd go with Toy Story 3 on this one, just because I mean I like John Woo, but you know, because he always has the slow motion with the doves, and
yeah. All right. Well, I think that means the 2010 wins.
Yeah,
So-
we have more agreement on that side than we do
Yeah.
in 2000. Yeah.
So 2010 was a better year for movies than 2000, although 2000 did have some bangers. Having said that, it's really crazy looking at worldwide gross numbers 10 years apart. Because the top grossing amount for Mission Impossible 2 is $546 million.
Wow.
And Toy Story 3, 10 years later, was over $1 billion.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's really interesting how, like, actually so 546, 2, numbers 9 and 10 on the 2010 list made less than the number 1 grossing film from 2000. The rest of them all made more. Yeah. So it's interesting to look at, but yeah.
Inflation.
Right? Exactly. But yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, 2010 is your winner.
Yeah, and that's post-recession, so interesting.
Right. Although it is also mostly kids' movies, so that probably had something to do with it.
Yeah, that's when everyone had kids that were
Just
growing up.
Yeah, just trying to appease the children somehow.
And kind of before the streaming took over, so
Right.
that's an interesting factor. So looking back, that's what this has been about. So
Yeah.
hopefully you enjoyed that bit, and let us know what you think. Do you think 2000 or 2010 was better? So,
And why?
yeah, like what... I know maybe it wasn't the top grossing films, but what are your favorites from those years? So, now on to our 2-year kind of talk. We've been doing this podcast for 2 years since
It's a
episode
long time.
1. Yeah, but I remember when we first talked about this. I think it was like April of that year, if not earlier, of 2018.
Yeah. It had been a while before.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I think we actually talked about it a couple different times. And then it just kind of got put like on the back burner. It was like one of those, I wish we could do this and that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just, like, hey, do we want to actually make this happen?
Mm-hmm.
And we did.
We did.
And here we are.
Yeah. I remember that year because I was, when we first started talking about it, I was going through pre-production for Electric Addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still in post right now. The 2 years
Getting
interim.
closer.
Yeah, it's right there. It's in the red zone right now. So, it's wow, yeah. Because I know I underestimated how difficult that would be to make because I thought it would be easier.
Yeah.
Based on how I was making it. I remember we were thinking, like, we met at the coffee shop, that Caribou.
Yep.
And what did we talk about exactly? We were trying to figure out, like, guests and where to record, what we needed, and
Yeah. Well, like, even what were we even going to talk about? Like, are we going to be talking at people, or are we going to be, like, interviewing people? Like, what do people want?
Yeah. What do women want? I mean, what
that's
do men
an
want?
entire other episode, Alan. But yeah, so I mean, it's just trying to figure out, like, what would people care about, and what do we care about? Because if we don't care about it, then what's the point?
Yeah, and what did film in Minnesota mean? And and we, had someone design our logo, and
yeah, yep. And it's interesting because the podcast was something very specific for so long, and then the pandemic hit.
Right.
And then it became, okay, well, how long are we going to be in this? At what point are we going to be able to start up again and have guests and all of these things? And so we took a bit of a hiatus for a little bit.
A
couple months. And it became very apparent that, okay, things aren't about to get back to normal, or quote unquote normal, for a long time, if ever. So what do we now want the podcast to look like in the meantime?
Right.
So it's,
Yeah, it's kind of hard because, like, there are a few things going on for film in Minnesota right now, and in the indie scene at least. Other things are slowly happening in, I suppose, Hollywood, so to speak, or, more major budgeted type of projects. But, the wheel's slowly turning on the new normal, so.
Yeah. But we're still here.
Yeah.
Talking at everyone.
Yeah, and I remember, like, our first podcast with Rachel.
Yeah. Who was a phenomenal guest.
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out the computer. It was not connecting to the audio, and we only had 2 mics, so it's like, well, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
I couldn't speak because it was like, oh, we have to share a mic.
Right, and I talked a lot, which has been a theme. And I remember being so nervous, and even talking to Rachel about that, and just being like, if I say anything or if I ask anything and it's stupid, like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, even just the first few, I like listening back, I can really tell that I was extremely nervous, and now I'm just like,
right.
I'll say the dumb things. It's fine.
Yeah,
this is my life now. And just that's super funny.
Yeah, and it was nice because we had ongoing guests, which was great.
Some amazing guests, really wonderful people.
Yeah, and a lot of people I didn't know until we started this too.
Yeah,
like Peter and. Just people who reached out who wanted to, maybe they had something to say, like, and we wanted to get to, like, talking to people at the Twin Cities Film Festival, and yeah, just getting to know more people around us.
Yeah.
The executive director of Minnesota Film and TV. I mean...
Oh, Melanie, that was such a great episode.
Yeah.
Everyone, once this is over, you should go back and re-listen to that because she's phenomenal.
Right. Geez, yeah. I mean, we still want to get new equipment. We still want to get,
Yeah.
more and more so if we have multiple guests on, like we did with Tuscaloosa. That was...
Wonderful.
Yeah, but I mean, then it's like 3 mics isn't enough now.
Yeah, yep. Got to amp it up.
It keeps growing on us, so yeah.
Which is great. I love that. That was really fun having that many people on at once.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the stories that they had.
Yeah, just making a feature film in Minnesota like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, and we are very excited to eventually be able to get back to that point where we're able to have people on again and have multiple people on and really continue to grow the episodes that we provide you.
Right.
I'm so excited.
So, to date, we've amassed 50 episodes with 44 guests, different guests, and almost 1,000 Instagram followers.
We're getting there.
Almost.
Tell your friends.
Yeah. Share this around, hopefully, and hopefully we can get more people involved and connect more people.
Yeah.
That maybe you didn't know were here. So, I mean, yeah, it's just, I didn't know about Scream It Off Screen as much until we had, like, Caitlin on, and...
Yeah.
Gosh, what else? Just looking through some of these episodes. Oh, yeah, George Reese with his, Webfest.
Oh, yeah. Which is fun because then we watched his series after learning about it, which is so good. And there's so many other people who have been on the podcast that are in that. So it's just fun to, learn about.
And Jamie, we had Jamie on. She did a bunch of Z-Fest films, too. She was able to connect with someone. And, of course, Bill Cooper.
Yeah, Bill Cooper and Cynthia Urick. Those were 2 special episodes for me. It was wonderful getting to see them again and chat with them and just learn even more about their journeys and into and throughout film.
Yeah, a lot of stories I didn't know about a lot of these people. So when we really get to dig in again like that. So
yeah. Oh, it makes me miss our guests.
I know.
And meeting new people and oh my goodness.
And the perfectionist in me has to clear up the record just for 2 things. Ryan Beckon's episode, I mentioned something about James Cameron. Turns out I had watched a TED Talk video about, like, they talked about how people didn't reach their prime until they were older, like James Cameron. And, like, with Titanic was kind of the big jump, and then Avatar, but he's much older. Like, he had success, yes, before Terminator and all that, but it was, the reason why I had brought that up is because what I forgot to say was, like, oh, that's why. The whole thing is, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be older if that's who you are, and you can still be, successful. Even older age. Age doesn't play a role in determining on where you go. So it shouldn't, at least. So, and then I did mispronounce Mahershala Ali. I think I said Mahershala Ali because I did an Oscar podcast back when he was first nominated for a supporting role, and I went with whatever he said, and that was wrong. Whoever Ezra Stead. Yeah, I'll mention you, Ezra.
There you go.
So, yeah, that's why I got it wrong. Actually, it's Mahershala.
Mahershala.
Yeah, it's Mahershala. They even said it on stage like several times.
That's okay.
Yeah. But I just wanted to set the record straight because that's who I am.
Absolutely. That's okay. I have said many things over the last 50 episodes that I'm sure are incorrect or sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would apologize for each of them, but again, that would take an entire other episode, so I'm just not going to. That's okay.
Yeah. There's been one other centralized theme. You know what I'm talking about, Rehana.
I do, and it's still ongoing.
I feel like it's not going to happen. I mean...
that's not necessarily true.
Should I throw in the towel? Is this...
Is
this what it's come to after 2 years?
I
think you've...
You gave me 2 movies to watch. Back at the beginning of the...
I think it was like October or something.
Yeah, so a month and a half in or something to us doing the podcast. Yes. You gave me E.T. and What About Bob?
Yeah.
I have seen What About Bob? So I watched that. And then I've seen the first half hour or so of E.T.
Yeah. If you can't, I don't think it's going to work out now. And I want my movie back. So I really think I need to throw in the towel on this because I don't know, listeners. What do you think? Should Rehana watch it or not? I mean,
we're going to have to do a poll. Yeah.
Should she return the videotape?
Sure, right? It's VHS, you guys. Okay.
Yeah, the Betamax.
Yeah. I've tried. I really have. It's not, I don't know.
It's dinosaur, really.
It is. It is. It's dinosaur. See, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know that you get it.
I do. It's just... I would like to discuss it, but, I know. I've tried for 2 years.
You've done a very good job. I will do my best before the next episode to complete the film.
And or mail it back to me.
And or that, so that we can discuss it.
Oh, boy.
I mean, I
enjoyed your... I enjoyed your capsule review of the first 30 minutes.
My talking points?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of brought up points where I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't realize their names were the same as Stranger Things. So that was...
Yeah.
I knew it kind of had similar themes to it, but I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can try harder.
I texted you that thing about the high score thing, about how E.T. was like the worst game ever made.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And it's like one of the most iconic movies of all time. So.
Right. I will do my best. I feel like I failed our entire audience.
No. I mean, I'm sure there are other people that don't like it, so...
Yeah, we're gonna have to poll this. I need feedback from the people.
Yeah, we'll need to do that as a lead up to this show, I guess.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah. So next steps, I will try to complete the film before our next episode.
Or it will be sent into the mail, where it will just disappear. Because apparently the mail isn't working. So.
Yeah, apparently. God. But yeah. So, and I mean, we've talked a lot about, I feel like over the last few months with the pandemic and everything, in our episodes, we're talking a lot about film in general, which I love. But we've also taken a step back since we can't have our guests on from talking specifically about film in Minnesota. which is what we, wanted to do when we first started this. And so Ellen and I actually sat down separately, social distancing, you guys. And we both watched Only Dance Can Save Us, which is on Amazon Prime right now, and is a Minnesota-made film.
Yeah. Previous guest Jay Ness had edited and colored the film. Mm-hmm. And we hope to have more people from that film on our podcast. Yes, as well as Alex Gallick.
I was going to say, Alex Gallick was in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
Yeah. It's like, I know him.
And I know, right? That's literally what I said. Like, we were watching it, and I was like, oh my God, I know that guy.
And I know Larissa Gritty, so it was just kind of like, she now lives in New York, which is, it's like, fine.
Yeah. Fine, be that way.
Yeah. But, yeah, we both watched it, and directed and written by J.J. Kaiser. Mm-hmm. What'd you think about the film, Rehana, as far as, I don't know, just in general?
I really liked the artistic look of it all, like the feel. It felt really emotional. Like there was a lot of pauses, but that's because there was so much emotion in that moment. Especially for the main character, Sophie, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it just, I loved that emotion. And I thought she did an excellent job portraying that as an actress. I thought that was wonderful, the way that she really spoke through her character in the non-verbal moments.
Right.
Yeah. And I loved the dance at the end.
Yes.
Thought it was beautiful.
Because so many times when I'm watching, because the first time I saw it was at the Twin Cities Film Festival, because I wanted to, that was the premiere and I wanted to see it. So I believe it did sell out though. It was a packed house when we watched it. Can't do that anymore. So
yeah, like, no kidding.
But it was great to see, everyone like wanting to see this film. That's just awesome, But also just it was a pretty short film. It's like the minimum length of a feature, which is I think in the old days 4 reels. But it's at times I was trying to figure out. Okay, spoiler alerts. Duh. if you're listening to this and haven't seen it, pause and come back later. But I was kind of like, are the dancers actually there? It's like,
yeah,
it's more like an interpretation maybe of something. I couldn't quite tell sometimes.
Yeah, there were times where I thought maybe they weren't.
Right.
Sort of like at the end. Yeah. But even in that, if they weren't there, if you interpret it that way, it's still really beautiful because that's sort of the soul of the space. So it was kind of lovely having those break moments with those dancers. Yeah.
And when she's there and with her knee injury and just trying to figure out, that's what she was, a dancer, and now she can't dance. So it's almost like,
And that's hard.
Yeah. So it's kind of like now with film, like you want to film, but you can't.
Yeah, you're a filmmaker, but you can't.
Or you shouldn't. Not that you can't, but,
Well, you can. You just can't film with a bunch of people.
Yeah, should or shouldn't you dance?
Right. Like it's, yeah. But yeah, it was really lovely.
Yeah. It's worth watching, I'd say. I'd definitely, recommend it to people to see that, we have films like this out there. It's It's really interesting to me. So.
Absolutely. It felt to me like something happening in Minneapolis or St. Paul. Like because I mean, a lot of times, even if it's filmed in Minnesota, it's not necessarily taking place there. And this isn't necessarily taking place here, but it had that feel to me, just knowing the community here. Right. Like I could 100% see this being set here, which I thought was really cool too. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another note, I think Larissa Gritty, right, looks like similar, not exactly, but sort of similar to the mom from How I Met Your Mother. I don't remember her name. So it's not remotely helpful, but yeah.
Okay.
That's all. That was my note. I thought that multiple times. Kristen Milioti? Something like that. I thought it multiple times during the film. And so I felt like I had to say something. That's all. Random comment.
That's a show I have not really frequented.
Okay. Anyway, look at her. I'm sure you know. She's in a lot of things, but we don't have to get into that.
Right.
But yeah, so excellent film. Highly recommend. Again, it's on Amazon Prime. And if you have a film on Prime or Netflix or Hulu or anything, anywhere where people can watch, let us know. Like, we would love to check it out. We could talk about it on the podcast. We want to incorporate more of your films in this. So definitely let us know what's out there and available.
Yeah, so we can hopefully connect with those of you who made it, but also just watch your films and let people know what's out there.
Exactly. So. Share and support.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 years, Rehana.
It is. Here's to the next 2, Alan.
Yeah.
As long as you don't kill me for E.T. We'll see how it goes.
Right. Maybe you should just stream it. That'll feel like, oh, I have to watch this now. I bought it.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to stream myself watching it, and you guys just have to deal with like watching
a watch party. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
The reactions.
That's exactly what it's going to be. You brought this upon yourself. All right. Well, until next time, everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us for 2 years. And we will talk to you soon. I am Rehana Power.
I'm Alan.
It's a bye for Film in Minnesota.
Goodbye.